Since the government won't help us with all their billions of dollars, we have to do stuff like this. Immediately, I am suspicious. As many of you may know, we put our channel email in the description of every video, including this one.
We get emails from subscribers, lovely emails from our lovely subscribers, and we get emails for collaborations and products and things of that nature.
And recently we got one specific email that we would like to read to you.
Hello, how are you doing today? I'm looking to give away my late husband's 2016 Sunseeker by Forest River to a passionate RV lover. Please let me know if you will take it or have someone who will care for it. Regards, Betty Jean.
Immediately, I am suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
And skeptical, because that is who I am. Didn't want to be mean, because if it was something that was genuine, I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Before I emailed back, I searched our comments in our videos to see if anybody by the name of Betty Jean had left a comment on our videos, and nothing came up. So, with that in mind, here is my response. Hi, Betty Jean. I hope you are well. Condolences on the loss of your husband. Wow, this is extremely generous. Aaron and I would be honored. We'd love to know more about you and your husband and how you came to find us. Looking forward to hearing from you. Best, Sarah and Aaron.
Lovely.
We sent that at 1:54 p.m. and at 2:37 p.m. we received a response.
Hello, Sarah. I guess. I came across you guys' reel on Instagram, and I must say I love what you guys do. I'll definitely check out your YouTube channel too. My late husband's cherished 2016 Forest River Sunseeker 2250S is a 23-foot RV with a rear bedroom slide. It features a Ford V10 gasoline engine with only 20,000 miles and is in pristine condition both inside and out. It comfortably sleeps 6 people and includes a gasoline generator. Almost halfway through. This RV has been a part of many wonderful memories, from family vacations to quiet weekends by the lake. It was lovingly maintained and represents a significant part of my husband's passion for travel and adventure. As I prepare to relocate to Beverly Hills and start a new chapter in my life, parting with the RV is a bittersweet but necessary decision. I am seeking to entrust it to someone who will appreciate and care for it as much as my husband did. The RV is currently in storage at Lake Travis, Texas. With the movers handling my relocation, they are equipped to facilitate delivery to any location with shipping costs to be covered by the recipient. I hold the title for the RV, which will be transferred upon scheduling delivery. Attached are photos of this beloved RV. I look forward to your response and hope it finds a new owner who will continue to make wonderful memories with it.
First red flag was that we would pay for delivery. I had been speaking to a friend on the phone when I got this email, and we had discussed kind of responses and how we could suss out whether if it was real or not. She had suggested before I ever got that response that they would request that I pay for, or we pay for it to be delivered or shipped to us. The second red flag was the fact that they saw our reels. Now, if anybody knows our Instagram, we don't really upload reels that much.
No.
And they're random.
Yeah.
They're not really about our travels necessarily all the time.
No.
It was very weird to us to have such a small following on Instagram.
Yeah.
To have somebody say, "Oh, I found you on your reels."
And here, do you want an RV? A new one, practically brand new.
Very suspicious. With all this information that they gave us and us not giving them literally any information, I took the photos that they had attached to the email and reverse Google image searched them. The first one I put in did not come up with anything. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. The second one I put in, a Craigslist ad popped up. A Craigslist ad with many more photos of the same RV that is being offered to us. On the Craigslist ad, there was a phone number to contact. I should mention also that they were selling it for like $30,000 or something like that, $35,000. Like, it's a ridiculous amount of money to just give up.
Right. From watching our reels on IG.
Right. Or even watching our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Among the kind of details in the Craigslist ad, there was a phone number. And you're going to Google that phone number, right? So we copied it, pasted it, and Betty Jean did not come up. What came up was a auto dealer, Rice auto dealer in Austin, Texas. So, not Betty Jean. And it became very clear. I was personally, at this point, I was like,
okay, obviously it's a
scam.
Yeah.
Right. It's totally fake. And I was like 50% of the way there when we got the email. I was like, there's no way that somebody's going to give us a free RV. So we had found this. My friend actually wanted to dig a little bit deeper. She called, I think it was Bobby Rice. I feel like that's not the name, but she called them and asked about the RV, saying she was interested. And basically said it was on the lot at his place of business. So it wasn't in storage like this email claimed, and that it would be delivered by the people coordinating the move.
Yeah.
It was for sale in the hands of a dealership. What is interesting is that they claimed that it was in Lake Travis, Texas, which is actually only like a half an hour away from Austin. The place that the dealership was that had the RV for real is in Austin. So the locations were pretty close to matching, which was interesting. What's also interesting is we have family in Austin, Texas. Just randomly happen to have a family member that lives out there. And so it was my friend's suggestion to email back and say, and this is what I said. Wow, what a coincidence. We have family in Austin and they are able to pick it up. Is there a good time to do this? And is there a number I can give them to coordinate it with you? So if it is a scam, they don't want somebody to pick it up for free.
Yeah, the whole scam is that we pay them money and then they don't show up.
Yeah. And so I sent that after doing some Googling and searching. So they sent the original email of like all the information and the photos at 2:37 p.m. and I responded by 3:02 p.m. So it was a very quick turnaround to being like, this is a total scam. What are we going to do about this? So I sent that email about, oh, we can have a family member pick it up. We would have said we had family in the area anyway. It just so happened it wasn't a lie. And then Betty Jean responded at 3:15 p.m. So about 13 minutes later.
The movers can deliver it to anywhere. If you're down for it, I'll connect you to the movers and you'll schedule delivery with them.
I literally had a person who was able to pick it up, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I had marked the email as a phishing scam in Gmail. And it went to the spam folder and contacted Google to say that it was phishing. But my friend said, what you should do is ask them for the number and see where that leads. Because I was not going to give them my number. I wasn't going to give them any personal information about it. That was not going to happen. But the potential to get another number to find out where that led was high, right? She interpreted it as this wasn't a slam dunk proof that they were trying to necessarily scam us. She thought it was a scam, but she didn't necessarily think that 100% proved that it was. I unblocked them and sent just a simple email, which was, what's the mover's number? I don't think they got it because I had blocked them and sent them to phishing, sent them to spam. So
yeah,
I don't think they got it, unfortunately. But
that would have been interesting.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting thing, because then we could have taken it a little bit farther. Googled the number that they had given us. We bring this story to you specifically because we have heard, or at least I have heard, of other similar scams, similar communication people have received saying, I have an RV to give you. Now, as a very skeptical person, it didn't get very far, right? But I can imagine that if you are in a Facebook group, let's say, with people, and somebody from that Facebook group reaches out to you, not some random person, and offers you this, you may be more inclined to believe it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another attempt at a scam that we encountered just a month ago. So on July 18th at about, 7:30 in the morning?
I fast asleep. I got a phone call, answered it, and they said, is there? I know two, but either way, I wasn't with them, nor did I think that they were referring to them. So I said, got the wrong number, and they said, we know that this number is associated with, and I said, nope, wrong number, and then I hung up, never heard from them again.
At 8:13 a.m., I see that maybe a little bit later, maybe 9, I see that I have a voicemail, and it's from a 253 area code, no name, but 253 is Puyallup, Washington, so local to where we are now. I don't tend to listen to voicemails, I just read the transcripts. It said, this is Eve calling to follow up a complaint received in our office for reference number 078-04343, reference number 078-04343. Documents regarding your file are being prepared to be sent out. You will need to be available to sign for the delivery. The issuing agent will dispatch confirmation. If they are unable to reach you at home, they will attempt to reach you at your verified place of employment. In order to stop further action from being taken, you will need to contact the issuing agent immediately at 657-221-1203. This call has been logged and recorded as proof of efforts being made to notify you. ... If you listen to this voicemail, which I did not beforehand, it's two different voices. There is this is Eve calling to follow up on a complaint, and then the reference number. And then it switches to another woman's voice, which is basically recorded saying the documents regarding your file are being prepared.
Creepy.
Very creepy. My mom went through probate. That is done. Everything is done. All those debts were paid. They used her first name, not her last name, which if you're trying to find somebody legitimately, wouldn't you use their first and last name?
Yes.
Because our names are not the same. Our last names are not the same as my mom's last name.
And, like I said, I know two Virginias. So if they just throw out a first name, you're bound to know someone with that name.
So I actually called back, and there was a very legitimate sounding recording saying this call is being monitored or whatever, but no identifying name of the company that I was calling. So then they sent me to somebody, and they asked for the reference number, and I gave it to them. This number they just made up. So who is this? What is your company's name? And they gave me a generic like J&M.
J&M.
Arbitration and something.
Oh, they're good.
Right. And I Googled them and nothing came up. And I was like, what's your website? This is the point where they got very snippy with me and said, we don't have a website. We do business with other business. We don't do business with individuals, so we don't have a website. The problem with that is my company does business with businesses. We have a website. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. They would not give me any information about their company, their business practices, what this is about. She threw federal privacy protections at me. As somebody who deals with HIPAA, I find that extremely hilarious because are we dealing with HIPAA?
She said you should look it up. Yeah.
Look it up. Why don't you state the law to me? If that's something that you have to abide by, you would state the law and the code that law resides in. She said, are you, after I'm still trying to figure out who these people are, right? And I said, no. And she said, okay, then I'll take your number off the account. And I was like, number one, she didn't ask if I knew.
Right.
Which I found very interesting. She did eventually say my mom's full name.
Yeah.
Full name, first, middle, and last, which I found alarming. But everybody knows everything about everybody now. So
it's not hard to get full names.
And then she proceeded to say my full name incorrectly, and I said, that's not my name. And then she corrected how she said my last name, which I thought was very odd, and then hung up on me. Now, that was just the push I needed to then call back. And I got a gentleman who I was like, again, asked, what company is this? And he knew exactly who I was. He knew the situation. He must have been sitting right next to that woman.
Yes.
Because he was immediately antagonistic. The things that they were trying to say were ridiculous. And I was like, this is not real. And he said, you're not real. What?
I heard it. You said that.
Yeah. At that moment, I was like, oh, okay. This is. You're not. I said, okay, well, I'm going to report you. And hung up.
And you did.
And I did. After talking to the Washington Attorney General's office, right? Basically, the number one rule is to just not answer any number that you don't know. Totally fine if you are capable to do that. One thing they did say, though, however, was that if I wanted to make a complaint, it probably wouldn't go anywhere because these people use disposable cell and disposable numbers, mobile cell phones, whatever, and that by the time they issue a warrant, those people aren't using those numbers any longer. So there really is no point. I want to make this exceedingly clear. There is a point to making sure people do not get scammed. There is no reason that we should be paying taxes to the Attorney General's office that are specifically hired to deal with things like this, for them to tell them there is no point. Scams flourish in this country because there is no attempt to be made to stop them. People die because of this. That woman who was just delivering something through Uber to this guy shot her.
Authorities say over the course of several weeks, this man had received several calls from a scam artist demanding that he hand over $12,000. And authorities say he mistakenly thought the Uber driver was somehow connected to this scam.
Completely innocent person. I have to imagine that the person at the Washington Attorney General's office misspoke, because I think that woman's life matters. And you are allowing scams like this to proliferate and get more sophisticated, and people are then less able to see it as a scam. So, since the government won't help us with all their billions of dollars, we have to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Get people aware of the things that they could encounter that could hurt them and warn them of those potential risks. We got an... Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
We got offered an RV. What would you do? Something, maybe a different inflection.
Yeah. And then maybe you say that, and then I'll say, what would you do? Or vice versa.
Yeah. We got offered an RV.
What would you do? You'll try it one more time.
With the double speaking?
Yeah. And then we'll do you.
Okay.
With different inflections.
We got offered an RV.
What would you do?
I almost think we got offered an RV is good enough.
Okay.
We got offered an RV.
Basketball,
Give me the ball, 'cause I'm gonna dunk it. Yeah! We gotta put that at the end.
Oh my gosh.